Alright, welcome back to the Road to Wololo Legacy Tournament for AoE 4. We got the July weekly qualifier number 3, and we've got Capoch here in the blue trunks on the Rus up against Kasva in the red trunks on Abbasid Dynasty. So Capoch straight on the cabins, camp and house there, while Kasva just going for his sheep, but he's probably going to rally over to his berry bush after this first one. Really nice spot for the hunts to be for the Rus player there. Able to clear the pair of them with ease. Well and truly got the gold he already needs to get wheelbarrow. So Capoch probably going to try and get some of the wolves now, because there is a good count of them on this map. Well, Kasva managing to clear quite a few wolves as well. He wants to deny the Rus opponent the chance to get that bounty gold. So Capoch has found a couple of the wolves now. And we'll see his bounty gold really start to skyrocket when he gets this home. And you will outrun the wolves if you run too far, so you do have to stop and micro every now and then. Now he's inside town centre range, so he'll be able to take them with ease. Kasva's actually opting for the sheep for now, not worrying about going onto its berries. It does give him the gold, the wood, sorry, to take his mining camp without any, his mining camp and his lumber camp without any distance wood gathering. So a couple of wolves in tow here. Capoch trying to work away at that scout of Kasva's. Kasva's going to have to be careful not to lose his scout here if he wants to try and deny these deer, but Capoch picks up another one there. So Kasva having to come home, but he does have one of the wolves in tow. But Capoch has already got 300 gold out of the bounty system, so he's able to get wheelbarrow and his age up. We've got some gold and stone gathering here for Capoch, so really nice spot for his stone to be in. Only minimal distance gathering going on there. Sorry, that's Kasva. So Kasva's stone gathering, yeah, looking really quite nice early. Having to save the mining camp. He can always add another one on this side later on if he wants. I think he's probably just going to eat the distance gathering because he feels that it's going to be worth less than 50 wood. Well, Capoch probably going to try and get something out here, whether he takes the boar. In fact, he might even opt to take the boar. I was going to say go for a second town centre on the deer here, either one, and make it really easy to secure both, but it looks like he's even going to go for the boar just because it is that little bit more gold in the bank. And he's going to be able to deny the relic. villagers coming in to take the ball. That's for trying to take the scout out, but unsuccessful there. So both these players could be really comfortable fighting over aggressive ball because I believe they're both AoE 2 players. Some early stables here for Kasva to try and harass Capoch. Just banking up his supply count at the moment. So we got barracks and range out here to defend the boar. I think Capoch feels as though he could nab these deer regardless anyway. I mean, this one's a little bit too far away for him to worry about. Kasva can always take that later. So bowman production, spearman production not far off. So just banking up the supply count for now. Got a horseman in tow. Caster at the moment, so this will make things interesting. Spearman's here right on time. Caster not going to be able to repel this for now. He's going for his second town center, so he's going to be a little way off adding military to really knock back Capoch here. He's adding another range, so Kasva going to have the eco advantage, and he's got fresh food stuff, so he's got those half-price villagers. Like, not even using the Golden Gate. Another barracks being added by Capoch. He really wants to keep applying the pressure for now. Just thin out this horseman count. Looks like Kasva will be playing quite greedy through all this. Well, he might be able to add a second production facility here soon. So range on the way for Kasva. Yeah, Capoch is not really defended this spot. Well, he can look at transitioning onto the deer over here. Still hasn't touched his Golden Gate, so it's interesting. Because the moment he gets 101 resource, he can always flip it to generate a bit of both it and gold. Or if he's got 100 gold, use that to generate it and, you know, wooden food. Kasva will start walling himself in here because Capoch going to have quite a bit of an army advantage over here now. He's got the 4 production facilities to the 2 for Kasva. So Kasva trying to raid Capoch at home, deny a bit of wood gathering where he can, and force him to garrison vills. Maybe try and take a couple even. This Kasva does have the Vill production on his side for sure. Or he's overqueued them a little bit and overgathering a bit on Vills, and he could probably do with having another production facility out by now. There we go. Oh, he's going for a blacksmith actually, rather than just mustering up more units for now, which may come to cost him. Although, in saying that, upgrades are always handy to have. lot of these horsemen falling now, so Kasva's going to bring what's left of them home just to help try and defend the rest of his army. So he's getting mostly camel archers at the moment. Other range and stables being added for Kasva here at the moment. Another range going down for Capoch, who's going to be nearly done on this boar, I think. Yeah, it's just about finished. Less than 50 food left on it now. So it's just about time to transition to these deer. Capoch still just banking it up in the Golden Gate. He's able to really harass Kasva's first wood line there and force him to have to move his villagers around, readjust his economy. So siege engineering on the way for Capoch. Kasva getting steeled arrow. So he really wants these camel archers to hit hard, and he wants to get a few more of them on the way. Adding another archery range there, and he's already got the 2, so he's really evening things up in terms of military production, but he does already have that initial delay on them. Or Capoch already has nearly 50 military to Kasva's 16. And more vills getting picked off there. So Kasva trying to raid Capoch here. It's going to be a while before he can take out that tower. Well, this is going on the spice time for Capoch to actually get some rams built. There he is. Going to just garrison all his units into the tower. Getting one attack off against the horsemen on the spears and then garrisoning them. Archer's not going to be so successful. So it's a little bit do or die here for Capoch because all this military production is being camped while this is going on. So he's sending the ram, the first of them, in on the tower. So Kasva probably just needs to focus down one structure here. So Capoch going for a third ram in the midst of all this. He's got 2 of them engaging on the outpost over here. He wants to start taking out production if he can, but he's got to be careful to not get too close to that town center. Well, more of the units being produced are getting picked off here by Kasva. Spear's not going to do well against the camel archers, while the horsemen going to be able to pick off all the archers really easily. So Capoch needs to get a lot of value out of this because Kasva, while he's camping this production, is denying any reinforcement, but in saying that, Kasva needs to muster up as much of an army as he can and defend through this because Capoch is eager to close this one out, bring his army forward. So he can defend off. So plenty of bowmen to snipe archers, to snipe villagers and the camel archers, and he's got plenty of spears to deal with the horsemen. So production is falling. More of it being added here for Capoch though. So he's really able to sit on his one town center economy quite well behind all this, while Kasva's having to stream a lot of his vills forward to deal with this, and he's losing a ton of them too. So we got 47 and 32 for Capoch. We got 44 and 8 and 20. So Kasva's actually got the slightly bigger army now and the smaller economy, even though he's had the second town center and the slower initial army. So any units being produced out of here are just being picked off. So Capoch's really slowed that down in favor of recreating the same forward base over here. This time on top of the hunt instead of the old boar. Bill getting sniped there by Capoch. Giving himself a little lead here. Kasva going to be eager to try and pick off these rams again if he can. So Village is going to go for it. And garrisoned as quickly as possible to not take too much damage. So Kasva's brought everything back. He wants to take an engagement now. There's a lot of horsemen to deal with, all the bowmen. Not a huge count of spears at the moment either. So Kasva might have just found the composition he needs to actually relieve a huge amount of pressure, but Capoch still has tons of archers. They've got both armor upgrades, they've got their ranged damage upgrade. So the Rams are going to have to flee for their lives. The workers are going to be able to pick them off. Got some good micro of the bows here. They're going to be able to pick off plenty of these horsemen, and now these Vils are under a lot of threat. So again, the eco of Kasva suffering through all the fighting here. So Capoch 52 and 34 to 51 and 9. So now Capoch still got a small Vil count lead and a much bigger army. He's actually going to go for a forward tower here. Gonna have another ram as well. What's left of the production here being used again by Capoch, so he's still got a bit of a production lead over his opponent, I think, because Kasva, he's got 4 ranges and he's got the 2 stables. Adding a third now. That brings him up to 7. Well, we've got, 7 already out for Capoch, despite losing 3 of them in total so far. Kasva's only lost the 1. The villager getting picked off, trying to repair the house. The archer's even taking a couple of shots at the town centre before fleeing. So really good aggression here from Capoch. He's going to drop another couple of archers. The ram moving back now. Kasva, we should be very careful with his villagers. He doesn't want to lose too many more of them. This Capoch is starting to get an eco lead, even though he's in a 1 town center eco. Kasva up to 56 and 31. Capoch up to 57 and 63. So Capoch with a much bigger army at the moment, though it is largely archers up against horsemen. He's continuing to add more spears. He still has the 3 barracks production. And now Capoch just sending a couple of units to go and harass Kasva's eco elsewhere, just leave a bit of pressure and force him to maybe split his army up. Well, he attempts to go in for the kill. So Kasva having to flee there before he drops a villager. Actually adding a market now. So the horsemen being used to great effect to try and snipe some of the archers. They're attacking the spears now. While they're in this number, it is a bit advantageous. It's just a little bit too much production and villagers garrison there for him to stick around, but we're going to look at pushing forward. There's a lot of archers here, up against quite a few archers from Kasva now, who have their ranged armor and damage upgrades as well by now. But a few of the archers from Capoch being used to whittle out the villager count, and there's plenty of spears here to ward off these horsemen. The town center, I think, might be saved here. Kasva, it looks like he has just enough to hold out right now. So the last of the rams falling, and Capoch having to start kiting with his archers, bringing back his spears just to defend them as well. There's only a few horsemen left, and the back line for Kasva is not all that huge either. He is right on top of his production. Ooh, Not all of Capoch's army is taking this fight either, so he does need to look at bringing these guys up to reinforce. Well, Kasva needs to get these villagers back to work desperately, because he's still suffering a bit economically through all this. These spears have denied this gold mine. He's got a lot of idle vills over here who could get back to work hunting. So it's a little bit rough for Kasva at the moment. Capoch up to 63 and 51. Kasva 62 and 17. So Capoch still maintaining that vill lead through all this, because he's forcing Kasva to have to use them so aggressively to deny rams. And in return, he's picking them off with his archers. Capoch with a couple spears now coming in to harass the wood line. Kasva, he's spending some horsemen to go and clean this up, and I mean, he's got that many vills. He can actually turn and take the fight. These horsemen coming out to see if they can engage an individual spearman or bowman. Just pick them off. If he does that a couple of times, he might be able to thin out Capoch's army enough to take another good engagement back at home here, leading another villager and a few more archers. There's more rams coming in. Oh, he's going to try and pick off the production again. So there's a scary force from Capoch and Kasva. This TC is really under threat now. A third ram is going to be in the mix very shortly. Because while these horsemen are working away at the production here and denying more spears from coming in, the ones that are already here are just working on getting more rams out, because I think Capoch still has a favourable bowman count right now. Yeah, he does at 24 to 16. And the bows are also going to be used to try and whittle down the spear count, as these guys will be assisting the rams and taking down the town centre and chopping through the villages. It's looking really rough for Kasva right now, because Capoch is now raiding him all over. He's actually gone for a bit of a proxy tower push, and he's even throwing in some spears to force Kasva to have to try and tower up his woodline while this is going on. And GG, Capoch takes game 1 in the series.